All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we go. Game number 2 of the series now. Evil Geniuses versus Team Leviathan. And EG taking the first game right there. Again, Leviathan had a strong laning phase initially, but just simply could not capitalize off of it. And Evil Geniuses found their groove and took over, is the short way to put it. If you missed it, you can watch the VOD. It's a pretty awesome game. Anyways, we got game 2 now. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Trouf once again. Trouf, I was thinking about this while we were on the break there. The draft of Leviathan last game was part of that. You mentioned even with the Brood, then even into the Viper pick. I mean, was that a case of they tried something quote-unquote cheese because it's Evil Geniuses, or did it kind of make sense with the draft?
No, I don't think it was that cheesy at all. I mean, I think there is a stigma that when you pick something like a Brood or a Viper, it is cheesy, but I don't think it was cheesy at all. I think they had an idea with the draft of pushing, getting items. They won the laning phase. I mean, they arguably won all 3 lanes, but then they just didn't execute their pushes well. They like I said, they really telegraphed their pushes, and they gave EG way too much time to set up for them. I think it's just as simple as that. I think, for instance, if BSJ had ulted before actually going for the tower rather than ulting to run away, because it does have that little bit of time to shapeshift, which ended up being his demise. He was just caught too late. I think if he was ready for that, and because they were telegraphing their push for so long, they could have maybe prevented those counter kills from coming up, and then that would have wasted Sumail's time from rotating top and things like that. Brought more time for Brood to actually get the items. If Brood had been a little bit more careful, just little small adjustments could have made a big difference. So, and no, long answer, I don't think it was cheesy.
Well, here we go. A little bit different of a draft. I mean, kind of, because you got Necrophos and Venomancer, so not really. And even Spearbreaker you're talking about, you consider this to be one of the strongest heroes in the game right now, and I think for good reason, and picked up by Leviathan here. Then the Coddle comes out from Evil Geniuses, though, so that is not a support we really see a lot right now.
No, but with Night Stalker being banned, you don't have to worry about extended nighttime, so if you do get good farm, you're going to be a very, very strong hero, especially against a Spearbreaker charging you. Also, in ult form, you can totally disrupt his charge. I mean, if you have Ags and it's daytime, that Spearbreaker's charge does nothing. You can just push him out, you can mana leak him, you have a number of ways to deal with him. In fact, even if you don't push him out, if you don't have that spell up, if you use it already or for whatever reason, and you mana leak him, and it is a long range, so you can do it before he actually reaches you, he'll stun himself. And then he has no charge out, he has no ultimate, he's kind of screwed. Spearbreaker was picked up in response to Veno because it's just a good hero to rush him, and Veno has very low movement speed. Yes, he has Gale, but you kind of just want to bum rush this hero, and Spearbreaker is very good at that. And with Night Stalker being banned, I think a counter to that is a good Keeper of the Light. So I like the draft here coming out from Evil Geniuses. Necrophos, nothing wrong with that. There's AA banned. You might need to be worried about the following heroes, and I'm surprised they didn't ban it out. Okay, they banned out Nyx. Nyx is very good. I would totally expect to see Pugna picked up here, especially with a Nyx ban. Like, I think that would be snap picked by EG for 2 reasons. One, it's one of the best heroes against Necro. Actually, 3 reasons. I lied. I'll add one to that. It's very good against Necro. It's very bad against Nyx, and it's banned. And Universe has picked it up in the last 2 games of his last series, and they won with it. So,
okay,
we'll see. I think it will be, if not snap picked here, at least picked up in the next position.
It seems pretty good against a hero like Spearbreaker too. You decrepify whatever target he's going on, and all of a sudden that kind of screws that up. So that's just another idea with that. So yeah, Pugna, EG's known for playing it, as you pointed out. Wouldn't be surprised here. A hero that I was thinking of, going back to Leviathan, something like a Life Stealer. You talk about bum rushing the Venomancer, and having that rage could help too. Jumping inside the Spearbreaker to go in, that could be fun to see. But whoa, we got a Tiny actually.
Yeah, I think that's just a roaming Tiny. Crit has been playing that a lot in FPL.
Okay.
Really, really likes it. And he seems to get a fast blink as well. Ooh, a snap pick Abaddon. That's good against the Mana Leak for sure. I really like Abaddon. It's not picked up anymore, but it's very, very good. It also prevents a lot of the dots from Venomancer. I'm just really surprised they haven't picked up Pugna so fast. I mean, with it being so good against Necrophos and the biggest counter in the game, namely Nyx, being banned by the hero that picked Necrophos, I find that very funny. I feel like that just screams Pugna, but maybe they're worried that they don't have very many stuns. Pugna offers no stuns, so... and with Veno and Coddle, I guess they have a Tiny now, but I'm just very surprised the Pugna's not picked up, but we'll see.
Well, still got that fourth pick right here at least. Then even one more after that, so it still is potential. But yeah, so the roaming crit tiny. That's you mentioned he's been playing that in FPL. That would be fun to see. Was that something to do perhaps as well with the toss getting buffed of the earlier mana cost to making that
Yeah,
option more viable? Okay.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. You can combo a little bit easier. You can use toss multiple times. Now, it's not to say it's 100% going to be an off or roaming tiny, but I'm with the heroes that they have right now, and they don't have a wisp. It would be a yeah, and that's actually going to be an offlane Beastmaster. So I guess no Pugna this game. I'm very surprised. But Universe really, really loves his Beastmaster, and he plays it quite nicely with this new kind of build. And that Helm of the Dominator early up with the Siege Creep, like I said, just multiple ways of buffing that attack speed onto a Siege Creep that does extra damage to towers. I mean, you saw him. I mean, in a matter of, what, a minute and a half, he pushed to tier 2 while things were going on during that last
Yeah.
game. I mean, he pushed very, very quickly.
He was playing a PVE game at the top lane essentially, and
Yeah.
putting Leviathan on their back foot there. So, do you ban Wisp here if you're Leviathan? Are you afraid of the Wisp tiny combination coming out potentially? I mean,
Um, maybe. I mean, they have a silencer, so I don't think that Wisp is going to be that great. You can relocate, and then you can just global, and then they kind of sit there. So I don't think Wisp is that scary. I really think it's going to be a roaming tiny. I think
okay.
Wisp would be kind of meh for them, but we'll see. I don't think they will, but there is an option. Um, I definitely don't think you need to waste a ban on it, but we'll
Well,
see.
now it's just because you're pointing out it could be a roaming tiny. You kind of wonder. I'm sure Leviathan, somebody over there has picked up on that as well and is thinking about that too. It's like, what do we ban? Do we ban a support? Do we ban a middle? They are going to ban a mid hero in Puck, so they definitely are
And
aware of that.
on that note too, you look at what cores of EG are going to play what heroes. So if it is a core tiny, that means you'd have core tiny, core Veno, because Beastmaster is going to be played by Universe. Arteezy and Smail will not play tiny and Veno. I can almost guarantee that. One of them is going to say, I don't want to play X. And I'm pretty sure Arteezy is going to be playing the Veno, and I don't think that Smail will be playing the tiny. So
Okay.
they actually ban out the Ember. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure it's going to be crit on the tiny. So
Okay.
we're looking at another mid hero for some male, I'm presuming. I don't think he likes playing the Veno. In fact, I think he hates it.
Okay. Well, so then what direction do you go here for them? I mean, maybe you could use a little more physical damage here. Something like, I don't know, maybe a TA comes to mind for Evil Geniuses here.
TA's not bad. It's good against the Spirit Breaker. Doesn't do a lot of damage through that refraction. Yeah, you certainly could. Still think Pugna's great. They definitely have their stuns now. Tiny and Beastmaster offer quite a lot.
True.
So it still could be a good Pugna game.
Yeah, you go back to that. The Samael Pugna. We have seen that before. So here we go. It is going to be a Lena. All right.
Interesting.
Don't see her much nowadays.
Yeah, it's actually a little interesting against the Spirit Breaker as well. If they're not able to protect her, they could get some easy kills onto that Lena. So we'll have to see. Yeah, it's not like they've really nerfed Lena that hard. She's still very strong, but every single time I see her, she just doesn't do well. Now, of course, I'm not watching EG play Lena. I mean, I'm sure EG play Lena is going to be much better than, X player on X pub game playing Lena or X FPL game, but it is a bit of an interesting pick here.
Well, and on that note too, because I kind of feel the same way with the heroes that just in general pick up the Bloodstone, where you get that Bloodstone and then you happen to die. First off, you go down from 12 to 8, and it feels so wrong. I understand why people get it; it's a great item, of course, but it's almost like a all-in-ish of sorts. And hell, speaking of that, Storm Spear coming out, so we're gonna potentially see a couple of Bloodstones here.
Yeah,
as a response, but something goes Storm Spirit in the end.
That's also an interesting pickup here as well. I think he's going to need some help mid, that's for sure. I mean, not only are you playing against Samael, but you're playing against Lena. So, Storm has very low movement speed, and Lena just dominates this matchup. So he's definitely going to need some help. He's going to need some charges. They're going to have to hope that BSJ, whoever he's against, he can solo against, and that is a Beastmaster, and we'll have to see. I mean, they need to help both their lanes. This definitely means Monkey's Forever is going to be by himself. I really don't think that you can afford to have Spirit Breaker down there. Or wait, are they Dire? I always get this
They
screwed
are
up.
Radiant, yeah.
For some reason, I think top is Dire because it's more top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Kind of works with the map. No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, they're on the Radiant side. You got EG on course on the Dire side here. And EG's the one that's up 1-0 in this best-of-3 series. So, jumping into game number 2 now. You mentioned it's going to need a lot of protection, so it sounds like it's going to be, as usual, a very active game for Spirit Breaker. Moving from lane to lane.
Okay, so they are dodging, it looks like, on the other side of Leviathan. They're throwing monkeys forever down the bottom lane. He's walking down there with a sentry. Unless he randomly puts one down there to find that ward, he's not going to find anything right now, as Fear does run down there. I think he TP'd. Place a ward for vision. They're going to scout out lanes, possibly. If they see him down here, if the smoke breaks in time, and they will know what's up. So we'll see if EG reacts to this. Is he going to be spotted? Is he going to be spotted? He is, yeah. We'll see some pings. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, they saw him there, so.
And they might want to switch because Venomancer lanes pretty poorly in general. Low movement speed. If you miss your Gale, you're kind of useless. You really need level 2 if it's a straight-up 3v3 engagement.
30 seconds to battle.
So.
And yeah, Universe is already walking towards the top lane.
Picking up on that information, they decide, yep, let's go ahead and do this. So, as you pointed out, Arteezy going bottom, Universe coming top. Crit. I believe, oh yeah, he placed a ward right here, okay. Anyways, here it comes the lanes now. So Abaddon going to be matched up in the bottom against what's essentially going to be an aggressive dual lane. With the Venomancer Coddle down here. That seems bad. That seems like really annoying to play against, kind of like.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if, I mean, they definitely knew that EG had swapped because they saw Beastmaster up here getting that rune. But I guess they don't care, and they're just still going to park this Necro up in the off lane and have the Abaddon against us. I guess that's okay. Wow. He just knows that there's a ward there. That's very crazy. He didn't have any vision of him placing that. Just Spidey sent. Oh, you know what? He placed a sentry to block his own camp. That's very interesting.
Happened to hit
and
it.
It happened to... Wow.
That's a good point, yeah. I was like, oh, look at this. Ooh, piece of candy.
Very lucky.
I'll take it.
Yeah, piece of candy.
Yeah, it's a free 100 gold. Why not? So that kind of works out. But, again, the ward kind of already did his job, to be fair. Yes, it'd be nice to still have that vision, but obviously did the job in the sense they realized what the matchup is going to be. It allowed them to transition here, so.
Oh, Monkey's Red, we're going to take some extra damage. He did go for a miscoil to get some extra last hits. We'll see. He got one already. Pulling the lane back. If he's not able to die throughout this first wave, he's going to get a lot of experience. So that's good for him. In the top lane, Universe taking some damage with the level 1 Arcane Curse from Master Kenchiro. And they should... Kenchiro! And they do know that there's a ward up there because he's attacking in places that he shouldn't have vision. So kind of exposing that a bit. Tries to get the side pull. Is disrupted by crit. Oh, he gets one creep.
Kind of, maybe.
But the creep wave is already connected to the other one. So.
Yeah. Kind of an awkward lane up here at the top lane. 2 versus 3, but BSJ on the Necrophos, kind of standing strong. He does have the full magic wand already, of course, to go with here. Middle lane, Spirit Breaker, as expected, providing that harassment onto Sumail. Playing the Lena, and Sumail's kind of going up a little bit. But, I mean, with the Spirit Breaker here, I figure Storm Spirit, of course, has the favored matchup. But if it was straight up Storm Spirit versus Lena, does Lena maybe have the advantage there, you think?
Oh, absolutely. And so Newsham knows he needs to be there. At least the team has designated that, hey, you need to help out our mid because if Storm has a bad game, this is going to be really... Or conversely, if Lena has a good game, this is going to be really bad for us.
Yeah.
So they're keeping things even here with having him there. And he leveled up the Bash level 1. He's actually got a couple of them on the Sumail already, so he's done his job. He gets tossed back away from crit. That's
Get off
funny.
me. Now,
does have a double damage and could maybe do something here if Sumail overstays his welcome.
Bash proc.
Yeah, no stun up onto him. Maybe gets a couple bashes or maybe even just one. It's a lot of damage with a double damage. I think he's going to fall.
Oh! Oh, the uphill attack connects. That was so dangerous. I thought we were gonna see a miss come out, but no. First blood happens for the Storm Spirit there. So yeah, did not get the bash proc. Did not need it though, and obviously a great start for Leviathan.
Exactly what Leviathan needs here in the middle lane. I mean, very, very good start. And Newsham's doing exactly what he needs to be doing. Maybe just keeps parking himself mid. Just keep going mid. Get that level 6 on the Storm.
Yeah, he's going to go back to base currently, but pick up the regen, head back out. I saw Crit earlier. I was actually watching the courier before that was happening, where Crit was hiding up this area here, waiting for a courier snipe, and it started moving, but that's when the interaction of Spirit Breaker happened and kind of found him. And so he's unable to get that courier snap. Would have been a big one, but comes up short. He's roaming around to the bottom lane as, oh, he denies himself. Interesting, okay.
Yeah. I think he purposely denied himself. He was very low, had absolutely no regen. And I think he wanted to do that. So fast respawn for him. He can TP back in the base or back in the bottom lane if he wants to. The only problem is, as you see a charge coming out bottom, as it does get scouted because he hits crit on the way, is there's really no kill potential here for an Abaddon. You want to be charging the Venomancer. That's part of the reason you picked up Spirit Breaker, but you just can't kill him in this kind of lane. Which is why I'm surprised they haven't swapped the Necro down here, or at least swap lanes. Necro's not getting... Actually, he's getting okay farm, but I mean, Universe is 21 last hits. He's basically free farming in this lane. So.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And look at Lina. Even though they've killed her once, I mean, he's still top of the net, or top of the last hits.
He's definitely looking pretty good bottom lane, though. Orb of Venom attacks being applied to Venomancer. Already got one bash proc. Running at him with the Aphotic Shield. Arteezy, nice little juke in the trees, has crit coming in, tosses off Abaddon, and the Avalanche to stun him up. So now it's just Spirit Breaker in his face. However, gets back in with Abaddon, and eventually we'll take him out with that Mistcoil right there. So a good effort by Crit, but not much more he could have done.
Yeah, it's interesting he has no Gale. I guess his thinking is, well, he can just shield off the Gale, but conversely, you can also Gale once he shields, and then he won't have it for a while, and he's slowed. So interesting build there from Arteezy, and they do get the kill. So nice. I don't know if he bashed at all, but yeah, the Orb of Venom slowing him on top of the Curse of Avernus. So nice kill. Nusham has been really on point, and really, I think, the standout player for this team. Very, very smart player.
May need to help middle lane because Crit toss into the... Wait. Okay, yeah. He did get killed there. That looked funny for some reason. Anyways, they kill Silencer.
Nice toss into the LSA. Hits perfectly.
Oh, bottom lane. Venomancer goes down. Meanwhile, top lane, they're running after Necro. No, he's Necrophos, so he's fine. But
and the second death means he's got to make the walk of shame, because that TP's on cooldown for 45 big long ones. So feels bad, man.
Yeah. Has to go all the way back to the lane by walking down there. So a couple of kills on him, pretty crucial. You got middle lane Arcane's Curse coming out right there. Storm Spirit, not level 6 just yet. But of course, once he does get level 6, that ball lightning and becomes a little more useful here in the lane. Crit, meanwhile, picking up the Bounty Rune at the bottom. Competes with Spirit Breaker to take it. Spirit Breaker not much life to work with there, though. So, but yeah, Leviathan refusing to make any swaps, but I mean, so far it's kind of working. Up 3-1 hero kills, and it's kind of working. But then you do look at, obviously Elena's doing very good, but it goes back to Universe as well, who's well on his way to that Helm of the Dominator, as we saw last game.
I wonder if Smells is getting treads or if he's going for a Midas, because he's got this Glove of Haste. Usually, like you said, we see the charge in. He actually charges an Invis Tiny. I wonder if they saw that out. I think they place a Sentry Ward as well. Storm taking a lot of damage. Still an ultimate ready on Lina. He's got to be very, very careful.
Ooh.
Lina.
Come back in. Look at the blade. Not enough damage to take out Silencer, though. There's a Phoenix way to finish the job. Toss in on a Spirit Breaker. Charges in the face of Lina. Gets the kill as a result. It's going to die right there in the end. But you know what? They'll take it. Tossed him in to allow him to charge. Oh, jeez. That was brutal.
Heads up play from whoever placed that sentry, too, because I think it was Nusham. I don't know for sure. But yeah, he charged an Invis. He must have been like, what? I hit something. What the hell?
Yeah.
Must be an Invis hero. Put the sentry down. Don't think it mattered that much because Crit was probably thinking I needed to cast some spells. But yeah, nice exchange there for Leviathan. Obviously, Sammy Boy didn't die. Smell did. And yeah, he does go for the treads. It'd be kind of ludicrous to get Midas on Lina, but...
All right, so both going to have their treads coming up right here, both with the wands as
Top
well,
lane.
both with the bottle. Top lane, they're diving at it, aren't they? Nusham going in on the Fury. He's going to juke in the trees, though. Universe is here. No problem Aurora just yet. We'll take the Arcane's Curse, though, and back off. So didn't want to go too deep there for that kill.
Monkeys Forever having a great game. Quiet game relatively, other than that one kill. Or 2 kills, I should say. But having a great game on his way towards his Midas. Probably Midas Radiance game.
Yeah.
For him.
Yeah, that's, as you mentioned, we really don't see a lot of Abaddon nowadays, but when we were seeing him, especially just pre-TI7 there, That was kind of the build. Yeah, getting that Radiance ASAP, maybe a Solar Crest throwing in there if found necessary. But, yeah, very good build on the hero. Crits Roman back to the middle lane, meanwhile. Comes in, throws on the sentry, actually de-wards as a result, so well played. Taking that out.
I hear a charge. It's on the bottom. He is going to be walking through a ward, yeah. There's actually very good vision here in the jungle of Leviathan, and Arteezy backs up immediately. And I didn't even realize this, but he lost his tower as well while all that stuff was going on in mid.
Yeah,
so
he denied it, but yeah, they did lose it there.
Darn. Darn for Leviathan.
Darn.
Bias. Oh, damn it.
That came out. Crap. What do I do? Quickly. EG's great.
I love EG. I love seeing close games, you know.
Yeah,
and I think at this point Leviathan need everything they can, with Sumail getting tons of farm and Universe basically uncontested up here in terms of CS. Going back for that Helm of the Dominator, of course. Really loves this build. I haven't seen Necro do anything much yet. Just farming up. Has 51 CS, going for some neutral stacks right now. Almost has that Veil.
Is that the cue? You sounded like he kind of should be looking to do a little bit more. I mean, Veil's obviously a good tool at doing that, but
no, he needs levels to really be impactful, and he didn't go for early phase boots, so it's not very aggressive build right now, and really just needs that one big item to start doing stuff. So
yeah,
he's doing what he needs to be doing. There's a smoke though from EG.
That there is. Universe and Crit heading towards the bottom lane, wrapping around Abaddon here. Now he does have that borrowed time, of course, and there's also Spirit Breaker nearby. So we'll see what they can make out of this. Promaror, well, not going to commit to that just yet. Maybe trying to get the borrowed time proc if anything first. Nusham, maybe charge through to knock them back. Yeah, he turns right into them, actually gets tossed back in. There's a borrowed time. Going to go back to full. Out comes the poison. No, but the Reaper side, though, cuts down the Venomancer. He got his Poison Nova off, but they also take out crit as a result, so the TP rotation is on point. Monkey is also shielding himself at the last second as that Dragon Slave came out right there. The Laguna Blade will finish off the Spirit Breaker, though, so with Sumail putting in a lot of right-click damage, misses the second LSA. Abaddon did eventually die, but here comes a ball lightning of death from Sammy Boy. Gets the one, gets the two. And a cleanup for Team Leviathan here at the bottom.
Much better team coordination this game. I mean, drafting completely aside, I mean, you had Nusham sitting in the trees waiting at the perfect time, gets a charge on the 2. You had a very quick TP from BSJ. Like, they were banging on all cylinders. They're like, hey, get ready. Maybe Monkeys was... Maybe they telegraphed that smoke. I mean, I'm not sure they smoked into vision. I don't think they did, but they're saying, hey, they might gank me bottom. Be ready to TP, or something like that was probably said in TeamSpeak, or whatever they're using. And that was a very quick TP. Had he TP any later, he wouldn't have got that kill on Arteezy and started the fight. And again, Nusham at the right place, right time. They're just playing well as a team. Big start here for Sammy Boy. This is gonna be a very fast Bloodstone for him.
It sure is. Kind of goes back to what we were talking there at the finish of the draft. It's one of those items. It's great to have. You know, definitely want to start getting kills certainly after it, and the sooner the better in a game like this. So Sammy Boy, 1,600 gold saved up, well on his way there. Necrophos takes over the middle lane. Meanwhile, has that Veil finish, as we mentioned, has another 1,200 gold saved up. So Necrophos is a hero that definitely can go a plethora of items.
Yeah.
Hooded Defiance in a pipe, honestly, stands out to me this game. But
Absolutely. They're up against the Veno, Lina. I mean, they're all magic damage, all of them. Every single one until Lina transitioned to right-click. And I know Beastmaster does have some right-click as well. But yeah, 100% wants the pipe. Sometimes they go for Radiance, but I suspect that Monkeys Forever is going to build the Radiance this game, so you don't need to waste your gold on that. There is a smoke charge, so it's not going to be spotted out by these wards, and Universe will be in a lot of trouble. TP comes in from Storm. This will 100% be a kill onto Universe. No way out of here. Bash to just add insult to injury, and an easy kill again. Mega kill streak for Sammy Boy.
Yep, not much closer to the Bloodstone again. He already has a pattern picked up even, so... Getting very close to finishing that. But yeah, you can definitely feel a groove from Leviathan picking up this game. They're feeling it. They're up 10-4. You know, you're kind of wondering after losing the first game right there, getting outdrafted perhaps of sorts, but at the same time, I mean, EG played it very well. How they were going to act coming into this one, and so far definitely looking pretty strong. As far as positives for EG, though, you do have Lina farming very well still, 5,600 net worth, second in the game behind the Storm Spirit there, and Lina is going to be finishing Yules, in fact, right now. Staff of Wizardry purchased. That'll be coming out ASAP. So Yules is her first item. I guess this is an item that we tend to see on this hero more recently as first choice. No different here, so. Do you still expect the Bloodstone, though, after?
Maybe. I don't know. I think if you don't go Bloodstone early, it just kind of really loses its effectiveness, but that's just my opinion. I've always preferred the more aggressive Fuels build earlier on Lina to the Bloodstone. I think Bloodstone, you just kind of farm for the first 15 to 20 minutes, and you're not able to really do anything. So I prefer, just personally, I prefer this build. Obviously, it's kind of a case-by-case scenario from game to game, but generally I like this a bit more.
All right, so has the Eels top lane. Coddle's just slowly working away at the lane, spamming that Illuminate. Has that Force Staff into the execute up. That's the Fear game plan, but this raid, it's still going to be a while before he even has the Force Staff, let alone the Axe. Which, of course, you really want. Oh, he's bringing up Lina to the top lane, by the way.
Well, Nusham is baiting here. Same thing as the bottom lane. They can get, actually, BSJ's walking over there. I think they had vision of him starting to make his way up there with that ward near the top rune. So maybe they know something's up. They don't know Nusham's here. And you just really can't initiate on monkeys, and they're going to try. Yule's up, stun out, silence, global cast, and that's an easy jebaited from Team Leviathan, as unfortunately Samel is not doing fine, as he's dead on the sideline for 50 seconds.
Yeah, it's funny how that happened, for us at least, where like literally right as you say, you can't initiate on monkeys, and they try for it, and obviously it backfired immediately. Now Coddle is too going to be run down in the back line, so create a couple of kills for Leviathan there, and this is going to transition nicely into a tier 1 tower kill, so good coordination. Sumail again dead for another 30 seconds, that Reaper Scythe kill, keeping it down the 10 seconds extra longer at least, but we mentioned this last game too with Universe on the Beastmaster. He split pushes the bottom lane, he got that tier 1, and they were trying to catch Storm. Yeah, they still actually might get, and this is big actually, they could really use this kill. The Prime Reward to start, do they have the follow-up damage? He is pretty beefy. And, oh, they do.
I think he could have zipped.
It felt like he had a little bit of a window there, yeah.
Yeah, I think he absolutely... Now, what Universe also could have done is, in the meantime of casting the spells, he could have taken over that Dark Troll Summoner and casting Ensnare. I was surprised he didn't, but yeah, I think he definitely had time to zip there a little bit. Maybe he wasn't even watching his screen as it happened. It didn't even know.
No, and I think there's merit to that, because he didn't even try. Like, there was no animation as Laguna Blade sniped in the middle lane on a monkey.
The
so
Laguna comes out, and it was so much damage that it procced over his ult, so he wasn't even able to get that off. He had to cast it manually. Nicely telegraphed there from Sumail.
It's a level 2 Laguna Blade, 650 magic damage. Coming out right here, so yeah, good kill from him. A lot of players wouldn't do that, I feel like, knowing that he had the bar all time, but he's a confident player, this one. No doubt, so. He's on his way to recovering after the death at the top lane, of course. 1,500 gold saved up. Sammy Boy needs just the gold for the energy booster, and then he will have that Bloodstone finish. Look at Sumail's positioning, though. He's just playing aggressive. He has a smoke behind him, that's why. You got Venomancer, and the Blink finished on Tiny, by the way. Gonna jump right here.
Here we go.
And the strike coming in the backlines, locking down Lina. He is silenced up as well. They really want to go for this on the Reaper side. Well, cut him down once again. Now the Poison Nova in the midst of everyone, but not nearly enough follow-up damage. You see Nusham is going to run down crit, and they're also going to take out Venomancer as well. That's going to be a 3-for-0 in their favor. And look at Nusham's going for more. This is risky. He might get turned on here if he's not careful. Where's his support? They've kind of just ran away.
He needs to walk to the Abaddon for a shield.
Oh, nice clutch. And
he
now
gets it. And he's constantly slow, but they can keep vision of him. They can definitely get this kill. Universe does not have mana to TP out. This should be a dead Beastmaster as well. That's going to be a 4-for-0 exchange in favor of Leviathan. Did they have the Bloodstone and Storm? No, they didn't. He still doesn't have it. It's being flown out right now.
Yeah.
They get a tower kill as well. That was without Global, by the way, Breaky. So they're still going to have Global for the next fight. They have Bloodstone now for the next fight. And outside of the Global, they drafted a set of heroes that don't need a lot to fight. They have low cooldowns. Necro's ulti is a relatively low cooldown. I guess 100 is not a lot, but it's not a little either. But, I mean, Spiritbreaker can constantly keep going. Abaddon can constantly keep going. So, again, outside of the Global, they can just keep fighting.
4-for-0 ultimately in that fight. Nusham, I doubted his decision-making there when he was chasing after the Beastmaster initially, but So racing, he's on the battlefield. I'm casting with my 3K MMR, but good chase there, and obviously Monkeys doing a good job of supporting him. And that trust in the teammates. Radiance is being built. 3150 gold saved up, so he's well on pace for that. Lina middle lane, this is just a silencer setting up. But yeah, you're right, he has a global silence still. The charge is up. They really have the damage here for this kill. I mean, well, they definitely do now. The zip comes in, he pops the Yules, but it's just going to delay the inevitable right here. LSA's on himself almost like as if he was trying to kill himself there, but that's another death on this Lina. I mean, at least he doesn't have a Bloodstone where he's losing charges, but he has 6 deaths already at 18 and a half minutes.
It's a hard Lina game, man. We talked about that when they drafted it. And it's always curious when the hero that's having the hardest time and you're like, oh man, how are they going to fight in this against these heroes of Leviathan when it's your last pick? I mean, theoretically, your last pick should be your strongest because you see what you're already going up against. You're like, okay, I can counter this with that. I can do that. All right, let's get this one because this is a good last pick. But you look at the lineup of Leviathan, you're like, is Lina really good against these heroes? I don't think he's good against really any of them, except maybe Spirit Breaker. If you can get the vision of him, but Spirit Breaker is also good against Lina because if you don't have the vision of him, you get a Lothar, Shadow Blade, or you're smoked in with charges like we've seen in the past. Oh, speaking of Spirit Breaker, he gets a first hit bash on the universe. He gets a second hit bash on the universe. Maybe looking for a third one, doesn't even need it. Gets the war shielded off. Doesn't even need to cast the ultimate, doesn't have it. They get a nice easy kill pick onto universe. I don't know if he saw him walking in there or if he was just hiding in the trees like he's been doing all game, but either way, nice play from Nusha. Man, this guy is on fire.
It's almost like he's the one that had the hawk there. Because, yeah, he was hunting him for a while there in the trees, and then he eventually found him, and then we saw the end result. So, yeah, definitely with you. I mean, oh, yeah, middle lane, that's a jump actually, but not going to be enough as the LSA did not hit. The global silence came out, but it actually didn't even matter as it was late anyways right there. I guess it would have prevented a Laguna Blade if the LSA did hit, but still.
Yeah, I think Samael he wasn't sure if he had range of it. Maybe he clicked it and it, like, moved his hero a bit. Sometimes it happens if you're not fully in range, and so you have to, like, reposition exactly where you click. Because it looked like he stuttered a bit, but like you said, even if he did hit it, it wouldn't have mattered because he wouldn't have had the follow-up with the global being cast, so. No harm, no foul.
Back to farm for Sammy Boy. Now as the Orchid queued up, and you can also just see the map here. Leviathan, it feels like they're doing a pretty good job of just keeping all 3 lanes somewhat pushed up. I mean, you look at the top lane now even, getting towards our secondary tower. Beastmaster's here, though, to prevent going from any further at least. But Abaddon, the Radiance, he has the Sacred Relic. Almost finished with that Radiance now. And is that maybe an item where if you're Leviathan, that's the, oh, right, let's start really pushing tier 2s now, pushing objectives, or?
You would think so, but not necessarily. And also, if you look at their draft, they're not really a let's go push together team. I mean, they're like a pick-off team. Obviously, Necro wants to stay in the front and do his thing, but Storm doesn't really care about that. He wants to pick people off. They have Global, they have Charge. So no, I think Radiance is just going to excel his farm that much more until he gets an item like Octarine Core. And then you can really start thinking about, all right, let's push. I'm unkillable. I heal from this all extra magic damage as well. Lower cooldown spells, etc., etc. So no, I think it's just going to be one of those, I'm ahead, I'm going to get more ahead.
Venomancer. Haven't paid too much attention to our TZ this game on the Venomancer, but the Hurricane Pike and has a Maelstrom now queued up, so he's actually going a bit of this right-click style of Veno. Hero that you can also build many different ways, of course, but you think this is the right choice for Veno?
Yeah, it's fine. They need some kind of right-clicker. Lina's not going to be doing it. Like I said, their entire draft is all magic damage right now. And granted, yes, Maelstrom is magic damage when it procs, but it still gives you more attack speed, gives you more raw damage as well. So I think it's fine. And the attack speed is really important with a hero like Veno that has a free plus 75 damage talent. So you just really, really increase that damage output. Hold that thought.
Oh, yeah, goes in on Alina right here, pulls him in. Venomancer's like, I gotta get out of here. Hurricane Pike's over the ledge, and Lina unfortunately can't do the same. He did have a Yules, but by the time he realized the Vortex was pulling him in, and he gets taken out. By the way, that was led off with a scan. They scanned that area. They know somebody was there, and it just happened to be Lina. And now this is going to transition nicely into the Roshan pit.
And they still have global for this. Now, granted, everything that's happening, and it is a 19 to 6 kill lead for Leviathan. EG, this is why they're so good. They're giving up all these kills, but they're only trailing 1K in net worth.
Right.
In fact, they were 2K before that kill happened. So they're just maximizing their farm with the experience that they have as a team and as players. Crit, he is spotted out right now. Gets charged. Blink is on cooldown. Can he toss him and maybe buy some time? Nope. that Urn charge is on him. Vision here from Nusham, another bash on top of it. Has charge up in 1 more second, gets craggy momentarily. Auto attacks coming in, has the extra vision. And a free kill there from Nusham while they're taking the Aegis. Can they stop the TP out from Universe? They can with a pull from Sammy Boy. Another bash on top of that. And boy, this lead is starting to get out of control. I mean, it was 1K just a second ago. Now it's 3K with an Aegis and extra Bloodstone charge on Sammy Boy.
Yeah.
Man, this is looking much better for Leviathan.
Yeah, because you definitely had something. That's what I was going to talk about too. But man, talk about that fight real quickly and how it played out. It's a 1-versus-1 duel essentially with Spearbreaker versus Tiny, and obviously Spearbreaker wins that. I know. Good. This is when you know the Spearbreaker player is a good player. He gets all those bash procs, right? So.
Oh yeah. Very talented.
Game just knows. No, that's that helped him there of sorts, no doubt. But obviously, very confident player. I'd definitely say that. And he's 6-2 and 13 right now. But yeah, kind of going back to the point you were saying there, as they did Roshan. You look at Samael. He's 3-7 and 2. That's a horrible stat line, but he's not far behind the 3 cores on the other side. He's very close, in fact, at 9,900 net worth. So I think that kind of goes back to the idea that overall EG really isn't that far behind at this point, considering how it feels maybe in this game. But to be fair as well, they don't have the anti-mage, right? They don't have this hard-hitting, right-clicking carry that's going to eventually take over in the game where it's just like, let's just stall this out as long as possible. So that's where it does feel a little awkward for EG right now.
Their heroes just don't match up well against the Leviathans. And most curiously, like I kind of beat to death, but the Lina doesn't match up well to the and it really goes, I mean, Lina matches up well in the lane to Storm, and Storm is picked up after Lina, which was kind of crazy, but that came with a footnote of Storm will only do well if we help him, and that's exactly what Nusham did. He stayed mid, got some bashes, got some kills on the Lina, and was able to make it not a disastrous laning phase for Sammy Boy. As a result, he's kind of taken off here. And again, it is only 2K net worth lead for them, because Arteezy, he's doing what he does best. He knows how to maximize his rotations in his farm. He farms very, very well, and this is why he's so good. He's able to keep the game close despite the kill lead being so favorable for Leviathan, but we'll see. They're looking to push top now. 5 heroes. They have big core items, Radiance. He's actually going for a Lotus Orb right now onto Monkeys instead of that Octarine. They're pushing, but EG splitting.
Yeah. That they are, so they definitely going to have to react. In fact, TPs are coming in. Monkey's going to be the one porting in.
Charge coming through.
At the bottom lane, who does he have charged up? That would be the Tiny. I don't think he's going to get here in time. Storm Spirit, though, can. Yes, he pulls him in. So would have liked the Lina kill for sure, but they'll take a Tiny kill. Who's playing that 4 position, of course, this game. So it does prevent them from pushing the tier 3. So you can kind of look at it as a little bit of a victory for EG, the whole space created idea. And they are now going to clean up their jungle. Again, only a 2K lead for Leviathan. So it does continue to stand out to me in the big picture right here. Necrophos, by the way, he ended up going the pipe as we kind of expected. He went a 4-staff first, but now he has a pipe finish as well.
Roar wasted there, unfortunately. The Glimmer Cape. Yeah, they have no anti-vision or no sentries or dust here. And Master Kenshiro just walks away with that Glimmer Cape.
I have to say like
I'm surprised no one actually onto that. I think they are wasted. They got the kill on the Tiny, but they used their TPs for that.
Yeah.
So no Roar. That's going to maybe open up a possible go here in the bottom lane. I'm very surprised how well Arteezy is 0-4-1. His box score is not great, but the fact that he's up against a Spirit Breaker who's just had so much success, he's able to farm as much as he is quite impressive. So Arteezy's doing a very good job. He's TPing back now. They can maybe chakra him for double wards, so he can defend this a little bit easier, but here we go. This is an Aegis push.
There we go. Sammy Boy is like it's ready to go. The Aegis on him, as you mentioned. They popped the Shrine. Some nice defense right there, but the Global Silence out and locked down on a Coddle. He will get with the buyback, though, but that's a kill on Phenomancer with no buyback for 100 seconds with the Reaper Scythe. That is a huge strike by Leviathan. The Mana Lake applied to Storm Spirit. He may end up going down right here. He is. The Aegis, though, brings him right back up. You think of heroes in the game, who's the best with the Aegis? I think Storm Spirit's up there at the top of the charts. He goes back to full life, full mana, almost as if it didn't even happen. Now, are they going to keep this going? I mean, no Venomancer. You probably do, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're just earning people up. BSJ, spamming that heal. I think they definitely go here. And here we go. Sammy Boy jumping in.
Going to the back lines actually on a beast match, but the lockdown on a Sammy Boy does get him killed. Good bait of sorts from EG right there. And you see the Mana Leak on Spirit Breaker is forcing him to actually go the other direction, gets the Aphotic Shield to eventually take it off. Primal Roar and the Necrophos, meanwhile, the Ghost Shroud is still ready to go. Could BSJ get it off in time? He sure can. And he will heal it up, be fine for now. Storm Spirit's back up in 1 second, by the way. Doesn't have bots necessarily, but he's going to get here as soon as possible. And they're still pushing, the pipe applied. This tier 3 is definitely falling. Will they get the racks is the question. Oh, they got Lena as well, that's right. So, yeah, they're definitely going to keep at this for sure now. Going for the racks.
Monkeys is on an awkward engagement here. He's running across the map trying to kill a Tiny. Couldn't do it. He should be the one frontlining and shielding people like he hit. He really wants that Tiny kill. Here we go, Sammy Boy. Jumping back in. Low respawn. Gets the very, very long-range pull onto Universe, but he gets out scot-free. They're able to get this Tiny kill. He's done on the sidelines for 47 seconds. And they're still in good fighting shape. No Venomancer for... And there it is, GG. 1-1. Who would have thought Leviathan could do it? We're going to a game 3, Breaky.
I love it. I love it. This is some fun Dota right here. No doubt. And yeah, game 3 of that's what you definitely hope as a caster in general. But part of me, real quickly on that GG right there, I mean, they were just, Venom was just respawning. You got Lena coming up. It was just the one set of rats. We constantly talked about the net worth lead, but they didn't really have the safety net, it felt like. And so ultimately, yeah, I guess it does make sense. I do kind of wonder if this is a little bit early, but let's just move on to game 3, they say. What's the point?
Yeah, and I like it when teams do that. I don't like extending the beatdown for longer than it needs to be. And I hate to be someone that says, like, chalk it up to draft, but when your last pick looks like your weakest hero, I think that's a bit of an issue. Your last pick should be somewhat your strongest hero, and obviously there's so many other factors going in play, like we needed to protect him more, or whatever, or they got lucky. I mean, to be fair, Nushim did get some lucky bashes. I mean, he really did. But like you said, when you get those bashes, the game favors those who play well. So, and with that being said, I think Nushim is... I also hate doing MVPs, but man, that guy played very, very well. Just set up every kill so perfectly. He had great charge angles. He charged them when he knew that they had vision. He would charge in smoke. He stayed behind heroes when they thought they were going on them. Just called the game perfectly in his mind, and it really paid dividends here for Team Leviathan.
I just realized in the scoreboard here, he actually ended up with a pipe as well with the Necrophos, so he actually had 2 pipes on their team.
A lot of teams do that, actually.
Yeah?
They'll do double pipes.
Okay. Well, obviously helped. And again, this side had a lot of magic damage, Evil Geniuses, that is, so double pipe, definitely a lot of value there for sure. All right, guys, we got a game number 3 going to be coming up. Evil Geniuses versus Leviathan, that is right. This is an elimination match. The winner of this moves on to the loser bracket finals here of the North American qualifiers. Leviathan trying to defeat the juggernaut that is EG. Well, Evil Geniuses trying to take care of business here. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Trough Guys. Stay tuned. We'll be back with game number 3.